Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Skin Talk Tuesday podcast. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a good.
I'm so excited for this topic. This is like my favorite thing.
Oh my
to
gosh.
talk
Okay, we're
about.
just gonna like skip the banter and go
No,
right into
no. We can do banter. We can absolutely do
right
banter.
in.
But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, I've been
You're fired up.
thinking about this all week.
Oh,
and
wow.
just
Okay,
waiting.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
such an important topic to talk about. But
Oh my
let's
gosh.
banter first.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna tell everybody about my matcha journey because I was gonna go to 12 Matcha in the
Yep.
city. Have you
Yep.
heard of it?
I've heard of it. I haven't been.
Yeah, I haven't been. Well, I tried to go one day. It was like one of the bitter, freezing cold days that we've had in the
That's that place
city.
you were talking about with the line.
Yes, there was I thought that it was going to be like no line, so easy. Like I thought that I was being the genius, like going there, whatever. Such a long line. And then I thought about going there before our podcast recording today. And
Is it supposed to be the number one matcha place?
I mean, I don't know. I'm new to this matcha game, so I'm just trying to like try all of the places that everybody likes. Elizabeth really likes 12 Matcha. She like posted that she likes their like, packets like that you can take home.
Oh,
like the matcha in and of itself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like wanted to try it. And then, I didn't have enough time to get myself there. And then I was like, well, what if there's a line? Then I'm just going to go there for no reason, whatever. So I went down to Happier Grocer and picked up a matcha and a little lunch situation. It is kind of nice there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. The Happy Grocery place?
Yeah.
I've only been once. I went with Noosh and had a quick look, but I haven't actually like gone in there and shopped deeply.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options. I can definitely see where it's like the Erewhon of New York.
Have you been to Erewhon?
Yes, I have. I have a
What
couple
did you
times
think
actually.
of it? Is it like, is the hype?
I mean, I get the hype. Yeah, the hype is good. I've had the Hailey Bieber smoothie. It's pretty good. I'm not really like a strawberry vanilla smoothie person myself. But it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Was there anything
like,
there where you, I imagine going through the aisles and just freaking out at all the prices of everything.
I mean,
Or is it comparable to
I feel like it's comparable
here?
to New York. I mean, maybe
Okay.
some things you're really like, oh my gosh. But to be honest, like I know I'm a good grocery shopper and I know that I would never like do my regular grocery shopping that for the things that are so marked up, I would never get that like at Erewhon. Like you go for like the hot bar or the smoothies or whatever, So I feel like if I was to be, an LA person, I would also love Erewhon and be there a lot, but it's good.
Yeah, that's the
know?
same as what we do. Like we will mix up Trader Joe's, Whole Foods.
Yeah, you get
know,
your
Farmers
things
Market
at
for
your different
this
things.
and-
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like you kind of have to like be strategic and know what to get. But so yeah, went to Happier Grocer. I'm really enjoying. Have I talked on the podcast yet about how I gave up coffee? I'm not sure.
I mean, you and I have spoken about it, but I don't know that you've said that you've.
Yeah,
that
well,
you've given
okay,
up
so
coffee.
Annalie and I gave up coffee for Lent. I give up something. I have given coffee up before, but I don't know, for whatever reason this year I really was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna
do it.
do it.
I mean, that
was,
is
like,
coffee
scared.
defines you. And I mean, you're more than coffee, but if I
No,
think
it's
about
one of my like core
your
pillars.
vices, yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Like you are the coffee person, Devoción, Ralph's.
No, like it's almost like I had this obsessive need to have, it's kind of OCD, I guess, like a need to like have 2 coffees a day
yeah.
at all times a day without even like thinking about like, do I really need one? Do I really like want this? Is this really going to serve me in my day?
But there's an ASMR aspect to coffee drinking. Like I know when I'm really tired, sometimes the thing that gets me out of bed is just imagining the smell of a
No,
freshly
it's
brewed coffee.
truly.
And the enjoyment of sitting down and just being an adult and having a coffee.
No,
It's
I
nice.
know.
I get it. I'm not as hardcore as you, but I definitely get it.
Yeah. Well, I've given it up and I'm not going to lie.
Forever?
No.
Yeah.
I'm counting down the days until Easter, but
Yeah.
I am not. I seriously, ahead of this, thought that I was going to like quit after a week and just be like, you know what? Sorry, God. Like, I don't.
You know what? Sorry, God.
I don't. I'm
I
like,
just cannot give
I
up
am
coffee.
not one of your bravest soldiers. Like, I can't do this, but I am sticking with it. I'm doing 1 a week.
Okay.
And I've been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's a major difference from
Yeah.
1 to 2 a day to 1 a week.
Yeah.
You may even, I think that we said this in conversation, but I remember when I reduced coffee intake for pregnancy, in the end, I mean, it was 9 months, so I was really trained for it. I didn't miss it as much as I thought. You know, you get over a hump after a certain amount of time. I mean, maybe the 40-day thing is a little different because it's short enough that you can kind of hang on to it and go, I just have to wait till this. Like, but if it's a really long period, it stops having a hold on you, you know?
Well, that's kind of what I wanted. What I endeavored on this was to like, it had a hold on me.
Yeah.
And I could tell that my body was like not rejecting it, but just was like, give us a break.
Yeah.
Like felt like I had caffeine in my system 24/7. So I'm a matcha girl now.
Okay.
Never thought I would say that, but I'm matcha Mary these days. Yeah.
Matcha Mary.
If anybody has any like recommendations on, you know, places that they like, types of matcha, types of drinks that they like, I can't do like no caffeine, but you know, I'm really trying.
Step up, and matcha is so good for green tea.
I think it's really kind of helped my skin. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was curious how that was going, because you know how you and I have that thing. There's just that list of little things that we know stress your skin out that are kind of non-negotiables. Like it's like your fitness, the running, coffee. You know, I can't. What is that saying? You said that sentence. If I don't have da da da, I die. You know that.
If I have no fans, then I'm dead.
I imagine that sentence is for you for like coffee and fitness.
Yeah,
if I can't have my my coffee, I die, and definitely I would never
I am dead
to take your fitness lifestyle away. But it is like the esthetician in me knows those are the things that add to the struggle, you know.
Yeah, well,
so we'll see.
It's definitely like spikes the cortisol, which is just never good. So it's been good. I don't know. Again, I need like help. I need some recommendations. Like, what do we like? I really wish that I was going to come here today to have a whole 12 matcha review, but I don't. So
okay, next time.
Yeah, next time. Also, guess what I did last night?
Watched Love Story and
no.
What?
I went to that salsa class with Ariana.
Do you have video?
No, I don't have video.
Did you love it?
Maybe they posted about it on their Instagram. It was really fun. I mean, Ariana's just so sweet. Ariana's one of our estheticians. I'm sure like a lot of you have her as your practitioner. She's just so cute.
I know.
And so nice.
Yeah.
And just like...
And loving life. Like,
yes. Oh my gosh, she's
I don't
loving
know.
life.
And it's not to say that I'm sure Ariana has her burdens and things going on in her life, but she's one of those people that has mastered the art of bringing light into the world.
Oh
like
my
there's
God.
just something so warm about her. And the sound bath healing, all the little things she does for us. Remember that time was it Christmas that she gave everybody utensils, like the whole
because
team?
nobody has utensils at work. Yeah.
But it's also like it's a gift to the earth. Like
she
she's
is
so thoughtful,
so kind. So she's been asking me to go to the salsa class for so long, because I had said at the end of last year at our team dinner, I took a dance class in the summer, and they were talking about, they as in her and Bella were talking about like taking a salsa class, and I was like, you know what, I'll go. Why not?
Yeah.
Like continue on this like dance theme.
Yeah.
So then finally I went. It's the first Wednesday of every month they do like a beginner class. And
how did you find
I learned the steps. You know what? Good. Well, okay, so I was like, they call it like obviously like you have a lead, which is usually like the guy, and then a follower. And I was a follower, obviously. And I feel like for that you just have to have a really good lead.
Yeah.
Like there's a few times where you like danced with the professionals or the teachers or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could tell the difference when you're dancing with like a professional.
Yeah, because
versus
like
they know you. Yes, like they know what to do versus like when you're dancing with somebody who also doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it was really cute and sweet. Honestly, you know what, it was so crazy. It transported me back to like early 2000s. Like there was just such an eclectic group of people. Everybody was it was very like you signed in literally. There was no like iPad or anything. You literally put your name on a clipboard.
Yeah.
And then there was like Venmo things to pay them, like, or I'm sure you could have like left cash or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I said, such a
my
like
language.
diverse group of people.
Yeah.
I was like, where? So many, by the way. Like truly, there's probably like 50 people in the room, and I don't know. I just was like, this is so cool. It's just like so cool to see all these people like this.
Noosha's dad and Noosh do salsa together.
No way, really?
He's very good at salsa.
Oh my gosh.
He's taught. I'll video her, but he's actually taught her how to do the basic.
Oh my gosh!
Wait,
so that's so cute.
For whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it's the opposite to hula, but my body doesn't move the way that salsa, right? We go, Polynesians go the opposite. So my brain is having a problem
that's a good
getting
point.
to the rhythm of it. Yeah.
See, I don't know anything. Like seriously.
You and I would put it this way, you and I would not be able to dance together. Like
no.
We would, yeah.
No,
it would be a different kind of show.
Yeah, no, that we might as well just be freestyling because like why?
It'd be salwa.
Yeah. But no, it was really fun.
I love that.
Yeah,
I bet
it was
you
a fun little
Ariana was
evening.
over the moon that you went with
Bella
her.
was supposed to join us. Maybe she'll do like another first Wednesday of the month. But
we have to do like a PT thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
PT team. We'll start with the team and
It was just fun and cute.
love
so
it.
if you want to do something like different and out of your comfort zone, like highly recommend salsa class. I forgot what it's called, the place that we went to. But
you put it in the show notes.
Oh yeah. I'll put it in the show notes. There's honestly like even this like group of girls that it was just like the most random. This random group of guys too. Like it just was so crazy. Like an old, young, like all over. It was just.
I love it.
It was just funny. So it was a good
it's a nice reminder.
It was a good reminder. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. So thank you, Ariana. I know that you're listening, and I really do appreciate you.
Aww.
Inviting me to go. All right. Well, you kind of teased the episode a little bit already. Well, I guess like the title it teases it, but
the title gives it away.
I suppose we should just like get right into it because
Let's
today,
dive in because my God, it is a hot topic.
So we are going to be talking all things purging. This is our purging part 2 episode. To prepare for this, I've been listening to our old episode, and gosh, Nick, like we've come a long way.
Yeah, meaning just the way that our rhythm.
We always are us at our core, I suppose, but like our banter, like I have actually in that episode in particular, you said like, I think that we should cut the banter in the beginning. Like, I just don't think it's interesting.
Remember when you first...
And I was like, what? That's like the most fun part.
The look on your face when I said that, like I was like, no, I don't... Why are people going to be interested in us just talking and having conversation?
That's
and your
just
eyes
a podcast,
were like, oh my
though.
God, who am I doing this with? She has no clue what a podcast is.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean... We really have evolved like so much since those days. So it was our 4th episode, and to this day, it's one of our top. I think it's like in our top 5 listen to episode. It's such a great topic. So all to say is, I really wanted to like kind of clean slate, have a more professional, I suppose, setup. That's why we're here in studio today, because this topic really does deserve the most attention.
It does. It's the most misunderstood and vilified topic ever.
Right.
I sometimes feel like I'm pushing doo-doo uphill trying to no, but when the task of trying to help a person understand that purging is healing is very hard because it's so stressful. So it's pushing the doo-doo.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, purging part 2. Let's get into it. All right. So I know that you kind of talked about it in the last episode, but let's have a refresh. What is happening to the skin that's causing the purge? Walk us through.
Okay. So when you have acne, you have active pustules on the surface of your skin, but you also have underlying congestion. So what you're wanting to do is, as a practitioner, is you're wanting to help a person through product, through treatment, bring that underlying congestion to the surface to heal it and move on. So often we'll use things, I mean, really, this is something that a lot of people don't realize. Even just getting the skin more hydrated assists in quote unquote purging, meaning that when your skin is really dehydrated, you actually hang on to debris. Like often when I go into the treatment room with a new client that is very dehydrated, and you may even, people that are picking at home might be having this experience too, but when you have that thick, sticky blackhead that's like stuck in the pore and it just won't move. It doesn't matter how much you press, even though it's open, it's not even a closed comedone. It's just not moving. It's like your pores are literally sucking in that debris and holding on for dear life, and there's nothing to move it. But then when they get plump and sort of hydrated, the debris slips out. Like a lot of us, this is kind of like an insider acne specialist thing, but we get excited when the skin gets super hydrated because I swear the extractions just plop out. But we will be using, so hydration in general actually indirectly helps purging, but the direct things that we're using are exfoliants or things that have an exfoliating action to bring things up.
Okay, so when we have a client who, let's say that they're coming to you for the first time and they have like those either dehydrated skin or whatever it is what like got that client to that point in the first place to then need to be, start the purging process?
I mean, there's so many different reasons why a person gets really heavily congested. I think, we need to understand, if you are someone who is acne prone, you just have that trait. Unfortunately, we are people, our skin cells shed off the follicle wall differently, and so we're more prone to clogging in general. So a non-acne prone person's skin cells are like little grains of sand, and they just shed off and slip out with no problem. An acne prone person, our cells shed off the follicle wall like peeling paint. And often we have a sebum that is as a different composition. It's thicker, it's stickier. Sometimes it's more robust. So all of that is like mixed in. And then if you're using things that are super drying, that's making the inside of the follicle wall even more dehydrated. So there's more clogging. But often you can't see what's really, and this is where everybody gets caught out, and we'll probably talk about this more. But what you see on the surface, or even me as a professional, is not what we're truly going to be dealing with. Microcomedones take upwards of 90 days to even form. That's more than 3 months. So you have things that you can see. You have congestion you can kind of feel when you're cleansing. And then there's congestion that's forming so deep you can't see it or feel it. It's just going to be coming. You can tell, you get a little bit of a heads up when a person's not on acne suppressants, and you'll just, like, I don't know, you probably feel this in facials with me. I'll like spread the skin.
Stretch?
Like stretch the skin, and I can sort of see what's coming up, and that gives me an idea of how much underlying congestion there is.
Okay.
If a person's on suppressants, you don't see that. Because everything is being suppressed.
So, and we'll talk about suppressants because I know that that's super common for people when it comes to purging. The suppressant is just...
Depends what it is. Like there's a lot of different... I call a suppressant something that is artificially controlling one of the things that is a recipe for a breakout. So those things are, if you imagine it's a cake, you're making a pimple cake. So you're mixing in, the main ingredient is inflammation, and that's systemic, and it comes from all different types of it. That's your dry ingredients. And then you have skin cell shedding issue and sebum issue. And so you'll see like Accutane shuts down the oil, Spiro blocks the androgens, which elevated androgens increase oil, but also do affect inflammation. So it's like depending on what the suppressant is suppressing. And some people are on multiple, as you know from our clients. A lot of people are on, a bacterial suppressant, an oil suppressant. So that person has an artificial sense of security. They don't really know what's rumbling underneath. But then when you take all those suppressants away, that's when the excessive oil production,
Right,
or
then
thick, sticky sebum comes
right.
back, the skin cell shedding issue. Tretinoin is speeding up
Yep.
the skin cell issue, which is helping with the clogging of that peeling paint situation that I was talking about.
So, okay, we have our client that's coming in. They're starting the process. Now, I know that we talked about this in our other episode, but do you expect everybody to purge?
I'm surprised when people don't.
Really?
I think of them as unicorns. I
When
mean,
they
I
don't
wish it
purge.
for everybody,
Right.
but I'm prepared for
What
the
kind
opposite.
of client is not purging? Or is it random?
I mean, it's not so much that, okay, two things are happening usually in this situation. It's not really that they're not purging, it's that their mindset is so full into the Pacific Touch method that they don't even let us know that they're going through it. So everything is moving through and healing,
But it's
but
like
they just
there's like
accept.
celebration
Alexa
there.
is Alexa Hirschberg
Yes.
is an example of that.
Wow, okay.
She came to me with underlying congestion, and she just said, like, from the first appointment, I know what's going to happen. I'm here for it. 150%. This is it. And she just went through it. And I haven't heard from her, in between. And every time I see her, it's better and better. But I'm sure that she's going through periods where stuff is showing up and she's just working on it. And then I have had, and again, this is more of a unicorn thing, and I almost don't like speaking about it publicly because I would rather talk about what is most typically going to happen rather than a tiny percentage of people. But I've had people's skin just massively respond to the acne targeted ingredients and they just clear up. Yeah.
Interesting.
Doesn't
So-
happen often.
Yeah. I mean, I think that even our team would say that they expect everybody to purge.
Yeah.
They almost like scare, I feel like, some clients into just being like, just so you know, like this can happen, which I think is good. Like you want to set those expectations for
Absolutely.
sure. How do you know though if a client is purging or if it's a breakout situation or if maybe like the products aren't working for them? Like how can you tell when it really is a purge?
So this is the difficult bit, and I think this is where there's a ton of misinformation. You can never tell with 100% certainty
Yeah.
what anything is, because the problem is when you come in and start your acne healing journey, just because you've decided to start it doesn't mean your skin is like, okay, I'm just going to stop producing the inflammation and I'm going to stop getting congested. So you are still dealing with your condition.
Right.
But you are about to go on a routine and start to make some tweaks that is going to push what already exists to the surface. I would say, rather than speaking with absolute certainty, that I can give you a 20-year educated guess. I can look at your skin health intake. I can look at your history. I can look at your skin in the treatment room, check for congestion, and I pretty much can put you in a basket, a hard basket, a kind of medium, and then there's the big unknown, like people that are on hardcore acne suppressants, especially multiple, and been on them for 5 or 10 years, you really can't tell.
Really?
But I expect the worst. That is the hard basket is difficult, but kind of predictable.
Okay.
The question mark people that I'm talking about are the ones that you get nervous about because you have no clue what is going to happen when that person goes off all of those suppressants, but also you're dealing with someone who has never dealt with congestion just naturally coming to the surface.
Right. Yeah. So like their psyche is
their
totally
psyche
different.
is very different.
Yeah.
And not only are they about to have that congestion come to the surface, it's coming to the surface faster than ever before. So it can be jarring.
Yeah.
So that's, I would say it's better to say an educated guess. And I think that when people online start to, talk about what they think is breaking them out, the message I would love to tell people is you really don't know. And a lot of the times we can put blame on something just because we're associating it, but it has nothing to do with that. And we can make decisions that sabotage our healing journey because of the misinformation. And that's the saddest thing for me, is just I see it across the board happen on the daily, definitely online. And even, in the treatment room, and this is why I'm loving that we're talking about this subject, purging is it is the number one reason why people give up on acne healing journeys, for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does the timeline look like for somebody who is going through purging? Because I know that, like we just said, some people, those unicorns, it doesn't happen. But then some people, it can take upwards of a year. Like, walk us through from start to end what that looks like.
So, there's a lot of factors that really determine what it's going to look like in general. But for a ballpark, like, I do like to give people a ballpark idea just so they can get their head in the game. I will always say to people, I don't expect to see dramatic clearing for the first 6 months. So really that is code for buckle up, we're about to go through it. And I will not be surprised if you see a hardcore surge in the congestion coming forward for a good 4 to 6 months. What you do in your own time hugely impacts the success or how slow things are in that respect. But I'm not overly concerned if a person is purging, definitely 4 to 6 months is always the hard bit, right? People, that is when people think the products aren't working. I have the worst skin I've ever had in my life. They start to pull back on their acne actives because that's making them break out. You can lose people emotionally, like that trust, which is huge.
That's the foundation.
Huge, yeah. Right. And then you get, again, the 6 month mark, I don't expect a person to be fully clear either. But I do expect if a person is, let's just lay it out, the person comes to us, they are fully on board with the way that we work, they do all of the homework that we give them, super diligent with their at-home care and things like that, I do expect to see a professional level improvement by 6 month mark. And by professional, I mean, I don't expect my clients to be happy, because what estheticians get happy about and what clients get happy about are two different things.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, we can see a difference, like sometimes we'll get super excited, like, oh my God, look at this. And, you can see in your client's eyes, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference.
Yeah.
But I usually start to see movement at the 6 to 8 month mark.
Yeah.
And between 8 to 12 months, if everything is, like I said, it's like a teamwork thing, that is when you start to see the movement.
Yeah. You said to me the other day that it's like 6 months, like working with you, especially in particular, at that 6 month mark, you really can tell, or you see some sort of like progress. I don't know if the client sees it necessarily, but you see it as the practitioner.
And it's funny what needs to happen. Like, sometimes we do forget, like, I do find that people, and I do this myself with all sorts of things that I'm measuring about my own self, is that we forget how far we've come. Like, sometimes when you show a person a photo from 6 months ago versus, then you can actually put it side by side and go, see how far you've come?
Right. Like, look at this.
Because it is very easy for us to readjust and kind of still be hard on ourselves and and judging when we're looking in the mirror. You know, the opposite is true too. Sometimes I think people measure too much. Like I'll always say to our clients, like, do not take photos of your skin every day and just fixate on what's happening, because your mindset, like stress, and I know this is easy for me to say, but I did go through it myself. And I think just as a social worker, I know that stress levels, I mean, on a physiological level, the cortisol spikes are not helping your skin. But on a psychological level, when you are just in the darkness instead of trying to be your own hype person and truly trust you will get through it, that will absolutely impact the way that you go about your acne healing journey. You know?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I always prefer it if clients will like just work with their esthetician and judge their progress at their monthly treatment, rather than just, you know, like taking photos every day and freaking out that it's getting worse and worse and worse. Which is why we publish a lot of like purging journey photos and things to show people like this is what happens,
right?
You know,
like almost like this is what it takes.
Yeah,
a little bit, and I think it's good to, I mean, in so many things, but just to normalize what the journey looks like.
Yeah,
you know, like normal. I think seeing that when you're going through it is so helpful. From what I found, like seeing like somebody else who may have, you know, similar skin to you or X, Y, and Z, kind of go what you're going through, and then they're on the other side of it. That's what helps you get through, I think.
I think too, even just, you know, a couple of posts that I did on TikTok, I took a client of mine who, is, you know, having photos on social, and I circled the comedones you could see at the first visit. But then I also circled what I could see as the esthetician and what the difference is. And I think that's you know,
so
it's
important
things
to
like
show.
that, being able to show that beforehand, like, okay, even though you can see 4 pimples, this is what we can see, you know, and really just prepare the person, because I think you can't avoid the pain. That's the most important thing, is that purging is not a creation of a problem. It's moving congestion out. You're literally taking out the trash.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I know this is condescending. And you know what's funny? I always notice purging posts where I try and do positivity things never land, never hit well. Because people hate it.
Yeah.
I think that they know they have to go through it, but they just struggle with accepting that it's a positive thing.
Right.
And so whenever I've tried to spin it or put my Nicola Mama Bear sort of, like, I want to change it for people because I know they have to go through it. That's the thing. It's like, you know how there's things in life that, okay, you have a choice. You know, you can decide to go this way or this way and not. If you decide to clear your skin without acne suppressants, purging is a big part of it. I mean, you purge on suppressants. Even like people will, if you go to a derm and you get put on Accutane or things like that, or Tret for sure, they give you a 6-month purging time frame. So, you know, it is a part of the acne healing journey. And it's like, how do I help people look at it from the angle they need to look at it from, to give the energy they do to push through?
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever had a case where somebody has gone through the purging phase twice? Or more than once, not necessarily twice.
So, again, this is where I think there's a little misinformation. People, you know that flare-up you had the other week? So, imagine that you could be, if you didn't have me to tell you that it wasn't another purge, you can have things happen in your life that starts a flare that feels like a purge. And so people
kind of
think
like you have to like define the two.
So for me, a purge is the moving, the intentional moving of existing debris in the pores to the surface. Now, if you are doing all of your homework and you're not creating more debris, like, yes, you will keep breaking out for a little while, but you shouldn't, you should really just purge once. the things that happen that create periods of time where you're breaking out more can be other things, you know, or I have had clients who are on, say, birth control. They go through a hardcore purge in the acne journey on birth control, and then decide to go off birth control once they're clear and go through a whole androgen rebound acne situation again.
Yeah.
And that changes your skin cell turnover, your oil production.
Right.
So in that way you purge again. But I do think that we have to resist vilifying products all the time. Like in the acne healing journey, like sometimes when people are like, oh, this is just a purge again, but they're ignoring the fact that they're super stressed out or, you know, that something is out of whack with their cycle or they still haven't dealt with their gut health issue. You know, like there's acne is multifactorial.
Yep.
So it's not always purging.
Yeah. That I was just going to say, like, using the term purge, like, it doesn't apply to all of the things.
It's
like,
not
just
a catch-all.
because you have a breakout, it does not mean that you're purging or going through a purge. It's
and it can
much
be
more
a
intentional.
cluster. I mean, when you put up those before and after from, was it a week and a half difference?
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally like a cluster, you know, that was gone 2 weeks later. But that was not a purge. It was a surge, a flare-up or a surge. Purge and surge.
Purge.
You know, surge meaning...
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I totally know what you mean. There
or
is a difference for sure.
You can, you know, like if you start to... We are big believers in helping people look into possible internal imbalances. And if you find out in your journey that you have candida or you have some sort of gut dysbiosis that you're dealing with, sometimes the protocols that you get put on to deal with that will create a surge and you will get a flare up that's not a purge, but that can
we defined that in
like
the
a
last
purge.
episode too, because I remember I was talking about how I was doing a parabiotic cleanse for a parasite and was noticing a lot more breakouts like coming to the surface, and I thought that I was going through a purge, but you corrected me that it was, well, I guess now we're calling it a surge.
Yeah.
But, you know, just I guess like not necessarily rebound, but just like like it's almost like an intentional inflammation. In a way.
I mean the important thing, and going back to your question about how do you know if you're having a purge or a breakout, the beautiful thing about working with someone who's an educated professional is that we can explain mechanisms that you may not be thinking about. And the important thing to understand if you're working with someone that you trust is that when something is an expected result, there's no need to stress about it. Like if I tell you are going to purge, and it is going to be like I lay it out like clockwork, the time frame, when that happens, do what you need to do, but don't panic because it was supposed to happen.
Right. Like there's a method
and
to
it's
this madness.
fine.
Yeah.
And definitely don't pull back on the mechanism that's helping the healing.
Right. Like we want this to happen. Yeah. Totally. Well, so what are some of those products that you define as the professional are best known to stimulate the purge?
Okay. So for us, on a very gentle level, that would be the purifying essence is something because of the willowbark extract. That's like a very, very gentle alternative for salicylic, which is, you know, a BHA action going into the pore and exfoliating the debris out. And then we have our mandelic serums, and they have that gentle exfoliating action. They're AHAs, like the alpha hydroxy acid.
Yep.
And then we also have the Rococo Clarifying C, and that has a specific vitamin C. I know it is SAP. It's sodium ascorbyl phosphate.
Yeah.
And
you
that's
talked
in
about
the
it in the
blemish
last
gel.
episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very good for acne. So Clarifying C is formulated for closed comedones. And that you will absolutely like. My closed comedone people, especially my maturation arrest, and my acne suppressant people are the two groups of people that I know are going to purge like there's no tomorrow. You know, and if you're on if you have close comedones, clarifying C. But and then I mean, obviously it's not direct, but like I was saying too, all of the exfoliating, the hydrating products are also, you know, indirectly assisting.
Right.
And our cleansing oils. The cleansing oils are dislodging the debris, but they're also, and this is getting all nerdy, but the oil that's high in the linoleic acid is helping the inside of the follicle wall not be so dehydrated, so it doesn't ball up as much. It's not going to shed off like peeling paint. So they are helping indirectly.
So basically like a whole PT routine.
Yeah. And then, sulfur.
Oh, yeah.
Sulfur mask.
Yeah. We're going to have like a whole, you know, product compilation of all the things.
Yeah.
Well, what about in the treatment room?
So, I mean, we in the treatment room will manually
do the extractions.
Yep. That is huge for debris. Like if you can get to an acne specialist who's proficient in extractions of closed comedones and things like that, that's a manual purge almost. You know, we're getting I'm so satisfying to help a person.
Yeah.
Because you just know, I mean, it is possible to move debris out without manual extractions, but it definitely takes a lot longer. So it's very I always kind of, you have that, it's a catch-22. Like I feel bad that I'm inflicting pain. I know that extractions are not great, but I'm super happy for the person. Like I know all that area that's all congested and is going to be flat, like you know, a couple of weeks in. So
no, it's great. Funny because I have noticed that I'm so used to being on a team of estheticians. Yeah. And whenever I have a breakout, I'm like, oh, okay, who's working tomorrow? Who can do an extraction for me? Like I need to, and I'm very blessed, of course, like with that, but I just like can't even, like, I love getting the extractions to just like get ahead of obviously the congestion. Satisfying. But I don't even like think of obviously I'm on the PT products and using that every day, but like, I don't know. I just was like, it's so funny that now I'm automatically like, oh, okay, I need an extraction. Yeah. Like that's what's going to move it through.
And then of course we have the corrective peels. So if a person's skin barrier is strong enough and it's appropriate, we will use corrective peels to really speed up everything coming to the surface and healing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love about the treatments is that I feel like obviously in the treatment room you can use professional grade products. I mean, I guess like our routines are also like the professional medical grade, but you know, the different peels and things like that to just like it's just give your skin that boost that it needs, I think, especially monthly when you're going through that 6 to 8, 12 month journey.
Well, when you are, I mean, complex acne needs next level care. Like no shade to over the counter products, but they are not going to move the needle to an actual complex skin situation.
So like the Vanda creams of the world.
Yeah, they'll do no harm. I mean, I think we've spoken about it in a different episode. Derms will rely on those products, not because the products are, or they'll say to a person, use Vanda cream or, you know, the very generic skincare, but it's because they're using medications and topicals to deal with the issue. Yeah. And they just want something benign that's doing nothing. Yeah. So it's like, it's not doing harm, but it's not doing anything.
Right.
You know, so it's not even about being snobby. It's just the reality of the situation is if you have something complex, you need, you know, ingredients that are formulated for that condition.
Yeah. It's almost like too, if we're not using suppressants, but we still have obviously acne as a condition, like we still need other support. We need other forms, but we're not like suppressing, you know, our skin. We're letting it do its thing, but it still needs the support based on our genetic makeup. And I guess like why we're here in the first place
I'm always in awe. Like I love, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with working without suppressants because I've said it a few times, you know, I know it would be easier.
Yep.
to throw in some benzoyl peroxide or just use things that kind of suppress the symptoms more rather than encouraging the flood of, you know, the exodus of the debris and rebuilding a person's barrier is so much more dramatic and people definitely go through more. And I'm in awe when I look at, you know, when we do the Skinspiration Mondays, when I look at how far people have come, and in my head I'm like, my God, they did that with no suppressants.
I know.
It's
it is kind of
huge.
crazy. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know? And then it's a beautiful thing, like when you see, like I'm lucky enough now that I've been in this business long enough that I have tons and tons of alumni that are just living their life and whatever. And I like watch them on social and their stories, you know, with their skin. And I'm like, wow, they've come, and they don't have to worry.
Yeah.
You know, because they found what their skin needs. They're pretty much estheticians at that point, and they're just doing their thing. They don't have to worry about, you know, like I have a chunk of clients that are on suppressants because people come to us on Spiro and different things like that. And there is that, you know, you're dealing with people going on and off because every time they go off the suppressant, they start breaking out again. So you mentally have to get to a place where you're ready for the purge.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's actually a good segue into, I know we've been obviously talking a lot about suppressants, and that's really what's stopping you from breaking out and purging in the first place. So when you are coming off of suppressants and when you are going through that purge, why do you think clients who have been on them for so long have such a harder time with the purge? I know we've always talked about this example, but it's like with a starving person, you like, you know,
when you've been like forcibly holding your skin in a certain state, you kind of, when you look at the types of things that a person is using that are on those hardcore suppressants, and even what they're using to keep their skin clear, it's to understand it really easy. You think about, you know, a starving person that's lacking a lot of the nutrients, you know, because I will always work very carefully. Like when I have someone that has stripped their barrier beyond an inch of its life, even though I'm tempted to throw every single hydrating thing at the skin, I know it's almost like how you rehabilitate someone who's been starving. You don't give them a huge meal. They can only have bland, you know, rice and plain bread for a little while they get, their body gets used to things again, and the skin is the same. Like it just hasn't been getting any of the, you know, the ceramides, like they're often they have their barriers depleted from all of the things that make it healthy and glowy. That's why a lot of people that are on suppressants will always come in saying that they feel dull. And you know that that their lines are extra pronounced, and it's because they're severely dehydrated and they just don't have enough in their skin. Their lipid barrier is completely depleted. But they will, I mean, they purge the way that they do for a number of reasons. The big one really is just that because you know, if you imagine, you know, like those old Western movies where there's the horse and cart and the person lets go of the reins and everything just goes flying everywhere. Same sort of thing with suppressants. If you've been on, like, say we use clindamycin or benzoyl peroxide, you know, they obliterate all of the acne-causing bacteria, but they also obliterate all of the beneficial bacteria as well. But the skin really isn't used to acne bacteria.
Yeah.
But the acne-causing bacteria is something that is on everybody's skin.
Right.
Acne-prone people just have a more inflammatory response to it, and we can calm down that inflammatory response in a more healthy, proactive way. But the easiest way is just to obliterate the bacteria.
Yeah.
So if you go off benzoyl peroxide or clindamycin, when your skin microbiome comes into contact with that acne-causing bacteria, it has an exaggerated response because it's not used to it at all, you know. And then a lot of the other suppressants, it's like, imagine being severely constipated and using laxatives the whole of your life for like 10 years, not looking into why you're constipated in the first place, knowing nothing, and then just after 10 years of relying on that, you take away the laxative, you're not going to go to the bathroom easily. You're going to get backed up like crazy, and it's going to be painful.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing if you think about skin.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't look at, you can block your androgens, but why are your androgens elevated? You can, you know, strip your skin of oil, but there's a fallout from that, and that's what I was talking about the barrier being so sensitive, because we do need a certain amount of oil. But also, if your oil levels are high, what's behind that? Is it your hormones? You know, are your stress levels too high? You know, all of these things impact on our skin. And so when you take away all of those artificial, you know, things that are holding all of that together, the impact of that is just way more magnified in reality in the skin, but also for the person psychologically. You know, so it's a way more complex case, I think.
Yeah.
I would say that they are definitely our special community. Like we definitely hold.
There's a sector of
them.
Yeah.
And you have to,
fam.
you know, you can't with certain cases in that community, often 95% of them are that, you're not going into acne active straight away anyway. You have to build the barrier to even begin with. You know, and ideally sometimes you're just weaning off the suppressants slowly.
Well, that was actually my next question for you. Do you think in your esthetician professional experience that it's best for clients to come off slowly to lessen the purge, or should they just go off cold turkey? Because the purge is coming no matter what.
Yeah, you're right on that. The purge is coming no matter what. You can control it a little bit by weaning, in my opinion. I will always judge by a person's psyche, for sure. Some people are just ready and will do it and will go through it. It'll be faster, but it's intense.
Yeah.
You know, I see some purging photos when I'm in supervision with some of the team and we're going through it. I will actually take a breath sometimes, and I'm 20 years in, you know.
Yeah.
People have been, I
It's
think,
like acknowledging that, like, okay, this isn't easy.
like it's,
you know, it's a lot to ask of people.
Oh my God, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and because we have, like, we've evolved, you know, now it's not just one thing. It's like people can be on 4 different suppressants plus skincare that's not so nourishing, that's also stripping, you know, and then lifestyles that are not overly supportive of bringing down inflammation. So it has become a bigger task for sure to deal with. And yeah, it's freaking hard. You know, but that's the biggest, and I know I sound like a broken record over this, but I do think, you know, 20 years in, I still do a weekly Skin Talk Tuesday, leave ourselves open, insist on the team having virtual hours weekly. You know, we do this podcast now, like just being there for people and knowing they're not alone, sending out as much, the messaging on, I'm on TikTok now, like it's like just answering people's questions. It's to your point about when you just get reassured that, oh, that's me. Oh, okay, that's normal, or this is what happens. It's like you just have to be there for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I remember some of your clients have said, and I know this is, of course, true as your client, is like they look forward. They just need to like make it to the next facial.
Yeah.
You know, like let's make it to the next facial. And then all of a sudden you kind of, it's like, it really is a hill to climb, and then you're back on the downhill to like that clear skin.
And you know the really like scary part of it is sometimes there isn't answers in that moment, and you really just have to keep going.
You're saying that it's you as the practitioner?
Yeah.
Right.
And I know a lot. And sometimes, you and I have been through it in a different way. I think I talk to you more openly, because I see you every day. But I have other clients where I have one right now, actually, that I'm thinking about as I'm saying this, but it's the congestion is so intense and the person is doing everything that they can possibly do. And you just have to keep going. It's almost like, when you're working out and like heavy weightlifting, the burn. You know how you have to, that time under tension, like that is where the growth is and you just got to push through.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can pull back and drop it and not do it.
Yeah.
Or you can just keep going, but there's nothing that's going to make it better.
Yeah.
Like you just have to push. There is a part of the acne healing journey that is that. Like this person that I'm thinking of and sending love out while I'm saying this. Right now, we're right in the middle of it. And when we finish the facial, we look at each other and I have all the love for her, but I have nothing more to say except we just have to keep going. Like you're getting there, but it's just more of the same. Like, let's just keep going. We're in this together. You'll have to give up on me. But they will get there. And then when they do finally get there, oh my God, the feeling of camaraderie, relief, like you just, because you go through so much.
Get a PT Fam for life, for sure.
Yeah.
So one of the suppressants, obviously a popular one, is the spironolactones in the birth control. And I can imagine that like on top of the purge from the suppression, especially with like a spiro, there's just a whole like hormonal change as well, because obviously those are two hormone controlling drugs. How do you go about that on top of the purge, or do you just kind of compile them all into one?
You deal with like when I'm looking at a situation, like when a person is coming in and say that even they're an established, like we're at month 4, month 5, because it's multifactorial, like sometimes I'm sure my clients just want to honestly bop me on the head, like they get so sick of it. But there is that kind, there is, you've always got to do the check-in of the basics. Make sure, you know how you and I were having the conversation the other day about there's a lot of little things that we do that are sabotaging our acne healing journey that we actually do know, and you almost just need that rein in. And sometimes I need to, like, I'll go through a list of things with a person and I can kind of see, like, you can, androgen driven acne, which is spiro related, is very much in that beard shaped area. So if it's like very cystic and very inflamed, I'll go through, their day, check in about like their schedule. Are they remembering to eat? Are they making sure that they're not drinking coffee on an empty tummy? Stress levels. If there's someone that works out a lot, we'll just kind of go through the basics about that. I'll tailor the facial depending on what I'm seeing for sure. But you can kind of, with the purge, it really is just, you just have to ride that wave, but you can, thank goodness, do so many different little things to help. And also, the acne healing journey is not just purging and products. Products are not going to get you through. You have to do all of the little things to have your system get into balance so that your skin can be okay. Because skin, as cheesy as it sounds, it is so true. It is just reflecting what's going on inside. And part of the reason, going back to the surge situation versus purge, your skin is doing that because it's an elimination organ. So if you're having a situation where, your elimination is haywire, your skin will absolutely jump in to try and help and will get distressed for that reason.
Yeah, it really makes sense when you break it down like that. So let's say you're in the middle of a purge. How do you know that it's even worth sticking with the process? Like, how do you know that you should keep going instead of like retreating back to whatever suppressant or whatever you were on?
I think really the answer to that, and it's the main reason why I keep persisting with the Pacific Touch method, even though it's not easy, is that the long game, there's more skin freedom. You don't have to. Once you finally find your thing, then you know the balance is yours. Like, you've done it. It's not going to rely, like I have plenty, like I had a client who gave up in the middle of her journey. She just, and there's no judgment in that. You have to be in the right headspace for it. And she went on Accutane, and now she's dealing with she's come back to me because of perioral. It's kind of like, I try and encourage people in the treatment room, but even in the messaging and what we put out, that it is possible because of the freedom you get on the other side of that. It's just about the freedom. That's it. Because it isn't an easy journey.
Right.
And if you talk to any Pacific Touch alumni, in addition to the freedom, I think people will also say about this journey is that they learn so much about themselves. They improve a lot of areas that were out of whack. So it's not just about skin.
Right. It's so much bigger.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it pretty much is a lot of things that are painful to get to the other side of, the prize. It's never easy, but that is the reason you do it. You keep going if you want the skin freedom.
Yeah.
Because people will sometimes give up and go on the Spiro, but they're still stuck.
Yeah.
And then we talk, and then every 6 months, or they want to try and go off, or sometimes they'll even get to a point where they have to go off, like meaning they want to start to have children or things like that. And then they're in this situation where they're being forced to go off and they're not even ready.
Right.
And then they're having to deal with that journey and breaking out and things like that. So, whatever leads you to the decision, unless, there's maybe there are people that just want to stay on medication for life. I mean, I never did. I was, it was 13 to 32 that I struggled with acne. There's no way on God's green earth I'm putting my daughter on, acne suppressants for the whole of her life. Nope.
Yeah. No, it really is a decision that you kind of have to come to.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you make, exactly, that is it. You have to really want it. Like, I have clients who resist, they have pressure from their family, like, what are you doing? Your skin's getting worse. You're going to scar. You go on Accutane, do what you need to do. And when they get through it, I'm like, how happy are you that you don't have to worry now about anything? In fact, your skin is the healthiest it's ever been.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah. So what would you say to those clients that are in the middle of a purge right now?
I would say what I always say to anybody that's going through it: I won't give up on you. We have plenty of support at Pacific Touch. I don't recommend doing it on your own. I don't love saying this on social media a lot because I am obviously benefiting from it. I don't want it to sound like a sales pitch, but I don't think that people going through a complex case of acne, and to me complex means if it goes beyond, a few pimples in your teenage years, if you're still dealing with it at 25, to me that's complex and it can't be controlled easily. And you use non-pore clogging ingredients and things like that, and it's still giving you trouble. See a professional, because it's too much. That's too much overwhelm. You shouldn't have to do it on your own. And I really think that in setting up Pacific Touch, knowing that is why we have the community events, the private, Facebook group, the virtual hours. I, as a owner of the business, I really want to be actively answering people's questions and being there for them, And so, if you're in the middle of it, don't do it on your own, and find people that will get you to the finish line, but don't ever think your skin can't do it, because it can.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nick. I feel like that was a really great, refresh of the whole purging topic, because I know that it's truly a pain point for Pacific Touch, but to your point, everything that we've talked about, there really is a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to when it comes to that phase of the skin
I'm going to
healing
say
journey?
something really cheesy right now.
Okay.
But I truly believe it. The most beautiful things in life are often very painful to get to.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You say that a lot.
Yeah. I feel it in my own life, you know, and I think that the thing that has held me is understanding that and actually being appreciative of it, you know, and respecting the pain, that it's effort and being proud of yourself. Like, be proud of yourself that you're doing it, because I'm proud of everybody. I mean, I say it often.
We can all feel it. Totally.
Yeah, super proud.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Nick. Thank you all for listening to this week's episode, Skin Talk Tuesday. Your continued support is truly, can't tell you, it means the world. Of course, as always, if you have any questions or any follow-up to purging or any other topic, please let us know. Our DMs on Skin Talk Tuesday podcast and on Pacific Touch NYC are always open. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.